Alright guys, welcome back to another video. So in today's video we're going to be connecting the new connectors to the fuel injectors. So I got the new ones here. So you don't see my address. There we go. Alright, so yeah, these are the new connectors because those guys are different. So basically I already did one to make sure it fit, and it clearly did. So what I did is I got the connector and I connected it, obviously, and then these wires right here, I cut them. So, and then red goes to red, black goes to yellow, or whatever that was originally. And then you just cut these wires and cut a little bit more of these wires right here, and then you just splice them, connect it, tape it up really good, and yeah. So I'm just gonna show you one completely, like, step by step. So what I do is I get these cutters, I cut this like so. If I could just, like, you know, do it with two hands or one hand, it'd be good. And that fell. All right, so once you do that, you're gonna basically cut this wire. It's a bare wire, so you're gonna get all this rubber out. Same thing with this side. So I'm gonna show you how that's done. All right, so I cut these wires, twisted them like so, and then these wires, you're just gonna twist it like so. Same thing on the other side. All right, then this bottom piece faces the bottom right here. Push down. So you hear the clicking noise like so. Give it a little tug. Make sure it's not going nowhere. And then now you're just gonna put these wires like this, and then you're just gonna keep twisting it. I don't know if I could do it with one hand. Yeah, so you're gonna have an X pattern like so, and you're just gonna, like, twist the wires, and I'm gonna show you how that looks like. All right, so once it's done, you're gonna see it should be something like. is, and I'm just gonna show you when it's all done. All right, so now you should get something like this. Then you're just gonna squeeze it, make sure everything's tight and good. And now, last but not least, you have a small piece of tape, and you just tape these two wires like this, and then you're gonna have this. All right, so then you have this, and now it's basically complete. So now I'm just gonna do this last piece over here, put these two bolts, and put back the hose to manifold, and then that's really it. And it's off to that side. All right, now all the wires are connected, all the injectors are in. This piece, you just push it back onto there, like so. So yeah, this side is ready for the 85. That hose is connected, everything else is good. Those two bolts are in. Those two bolts are in. The rail's on. That hose is back on into the manifold. All right, guys, so now we're gonna be doing this side. So to start off, I'm not gonna like disconnect all this stuff because I can basically still do it with all that on, but not all of it. So what I'm gonna do is these clips, taking them off, this clip, taking them off. There's two bolts in the bottom. I don't know, you can't see that, but there's two bolts holding this right here. You'll see it if you just like run down your hand against it. And then there's two more bolts on this side, and then this piece comes off. And then there's two bolts on the fuel rail from this side, and then two more on this side. Basically the same exact thing on the other side. So if you saw the video of me taking that side out, you're basically doing the same thing. But the only thing that's different is you're gonna be removing this. Oh wait, no. Yeah, you're gonna take this out, unplug this, take off the four bolts holding this down, and just removing these sensors. That's it. All right, guys, so I took this fuel rail off. It was just these two bolts on the other side, and then these two bolts to remove the rail itself. Then to make it easier, I just disconnected these two bolts right here to slide this back, and then there's two more bolts down there. Let me clean the camera real quick. All right, there we go. So yeah, two bolts down there, two more on top. Just connected this sensor from right here, and I just took off the rail. And one of the injectors came out, but I already put that away. So now we're gonna be putting on the new injectors. Everything's a little bit more tight, so it's gonna be like more pain in the ass, and you gotta make sure like the leaves and shit don't you know, get inside, or else that's gonna be really bad. But we're gonna be installing the new injectors, and then the 85 should be done. So let's get to it. All right, so the injectors are back in. You can tell the blue ones. All right, so all of them are back in. I put these two bolts back in. You didn't really need to take those out. Right there, 1, 2. Yeah, so now it was basically just reconnecting everything back together. And now I had to cut these wires, as I showed you previously. I have to do them to all three sides. This side is gonna be a pain in the ass because this big ass box is here, but we gotta make it work, no choice. Yeah, so then connect the sensors, put all these bolts and shit together. And yeah, then the E85 Mustang is done. We have the injectors, the sensors, the fuel pump, and voila, it's now done. Well, not now, but like, all right, listen. All right, guys, the E85 is now complete. Redid the whole entire fuel system. So put back that bolt right there. Yeah, that bolt right here, and these two bolts, one right here, one right here. Then this came off. Then the two bolts from the rail, these bolts come off, and basically legit everything that was on that side, you did it here to take off the rail. Yeah, so the wires I put the wires, the injectors, and yeah, now it's both complete. So once again, what we did the fuel pump, the bigger fuel pump for the 85, and then we changed the injectors out to the E85, and then the sensors for the injectors. Yeah, you can see the sensors right there. It's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so now the next thing that we're gonna be doing is getting this piping done for the turbo to connect to the header, and then after that, connect the exhaust, connect it to the intercooler, the turbo, and then everything's done. Then we can turn it on. So the main thing now is get this header to the turbo for this to get mounted, connect everything to the turbo, and the Mustang turns on. So we're almost done with this build. Appreciate everyone that's been watching, and yeah, till next one.